Hey guys, happy Halloween! Okay, so my video today is a contender versus pretender part 2. Same thing as last time, just going through each team saying who's a contender, who's a pretender, who's a push, and I'll get into more detail about the push. Now, like last time, I will not be saying who is going to win in the playoffs. I'm going to say who's going to be in the playoffs, okay? That's the other thing that's the same. So it's the same thing like last time, just different things for different teams. Alright, let's get started with the AFC East. Buffalo, Miami, they're both pushes right now. Buffalo is at 500. What Buffalo needs to do, they need to be more consistent, okay? They have to keep being consistent each week, and they're going to be in contention for a playoff spot. Miami, what they have to do, they just got to get better. Alright, they need to get better. The team needs to come together. Because this team has not come together at all this year. But they're still a push because they are still in it. New England, this one's an easy one. They're a contender without Brady. They only lost one game, and now with Brady, again, they've only lost one game. They've only lost one game all year. That tells you something. And the Jets, they're a pretender. I don't care that they're 3-5. They're 3 wins that come against bad teams. Okay, and they were losing at halftime to Cleveland. I just don't think the Jets have enough to get to the playoffs. Especially with the quarterback problems that they've been having this year. Sorry guys, I got something in my throat. So, my voice is going to sound really bad today. Okay, with the AFC North, Baltimore and Cincinnati, they're both pushes. Baltimore needs to figure out an identity. They have no identity on offense. Their defense is giving up too many big plays. Cincinnati, they have lost too many players in the receiving core. I don't think they have enough in the receiving core besides AJ Green. I know they got Boyd. He's doing okay, but again, he's a rookie. When you lose as many receivers as they did last year, the production from the receivers. And don't forget, Tyler Eifert has been injured, and he's struggling. And I saw him play a little bit against Washington, and from what I saw, he was struggling. From what I saw, I didn't see the whole game. I just want to say that. So, Baltimore and Cincinnati, Baltimore's got to figure out an identity. Cincinnati, I just don't know if they got enough to overcome their losses. Cleveland, let's see. When you're 0-8, do you really think you can pull off an 8-game winning streak and have a crazy scenarios happen? No, they're pretty much out of it. I think they're about 2 losses away from being mathematically out of it. Cleveland, they're just going to struggle just to get to 1 win. Pittsburgh, they're a contender. I don't care that Roethlisberger is out. Okay? They are still the best team in the AFC North right now. I know that's not saying much, but they're still the best team, and I think they're going to get to the playoffs. In the AFC South, I have Houston as a contender, and the reason is because Houston, even without J.J. Watt, that defense is still really good. It's not great, but it's really good. And Osweiler, he can do great things. He's just very consistent. He's great at home, bad on the road. If he can figure out how to be better on the road, I mean, they're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to win the division. Indianapolis is a push right now. It's the same problems that they had last year. Their team is just not fully together right now. The team is not fully together, and I just cannot trust them right now. But Jacksonville, they're a pretender. I had them as a team to look out for, and they have not proven my confidence in them. They have not proven it at all. They only have 2 wins this year. I just cannot see them coming back right now. In Tennessee, they're a contender. They're at 500 right now. I underestimated Tennessee last week. I will admit that. I was wrong. Not this time. They're a contender. I just don't know if they're going to be in the playoffs. Okay. In the AFC West, Denver, KC, Oakland, they're all contenders. KC is a half a game out of the division lead. Oakland and Denver are tied for the division lead. But San Diego right now is a push. I couldn't remember if I put push or pretender for San Diego. San Diego's a push right now because I don't know what. Because 1, this division is just way too good. And 2, I just don't know about San Diego's offensive inconsistencies. Rivers just keep getting intercepted, but then they pull off great drives, and the defense is still giving up plays. And special teams, they're getting killed by special teams. Remember what happened against Oakland? Yeah, that's a team that's getting killed by special teams. In the NFC East, all four of them are contenders. All four of them are within the division lead. All four of them are within a playoff spot. Look, I know Dallas is 6-1, but the other teams, they're right behind them. They are right behind them. The worst record is the Giants, and they're 4-3. So they're right in it. They're all in it. I can't go against these teams. In the NFC North, Chicago's a pretender. They only have one win. I just cannot see this team getting back to normal. I know Cutler's coming back, but like I've said, he's very inconsistent as a quarterback, and they have lost, and everybody's just getting hurt for them. They lost Kevin White for the season. They lost Lamar Houston. They lost Danny Trevathan for a while. They're just losing all their guys. They're just losing all their guys week in and week out. If San Diego's the team that's just getting killed, that just gets killed each week by an injury, Chicago's that team in the NFC. Now Detroit, they're a push right now. They're at 500. But right now, they're just very inconsistent. They're doing great one week, then they're just, I don't know, play like the old Lions the next week. So, I don't know about that. And Green Bay and Minnesota, they're contenders. Minnesota, the things that they've done without Bridgewater and Peterson, I just don't know how they're doing it. I don't know how they're doing it. When you lose those two guys, you lose your quarterback and your star running back, that's unbelievable. And then Green Bay, they're always going to be a contender as long as they have a winning record. They have a winning record. Their offense is kind of starting to get on track, but that defense needs to get that secondary healthy. That secondary needs to be back in order for the Packers to get to a playoff spot. In the NFC South, Atlanta is a contender. I will admit, I underestimated them at the beginning of the year. I didn't think that they had enough. But now I'm convinced. I'm convinced that Atlanta's going to at least fight for that division lead. But Carolina, I just put a big question mark right there because I don't know. I want to call them a pretender, but they've proven over the years that they can overcome a slow start. Well, they're 2-5. Can they overcome that? I don't know. In order for them to actually have a playoff spot, they would have to lose only, at the most, they can only lose 2 more games. And even at that, I just don't know if they can recover. But they've proven it in the past. That's why I just put the question mark right there. And New Orleans and Tampa Bay, they're just a push right now. They're not out of it, but they're another team that's just been inconsistent. Yes, New Orleans beat Seattle, but they've still been inconsistent this year. Tampa Bay, they're still inconsistent. They're just 2 very inconsistent teams right now. And in the NFC West, Arizona's a push. I have them as a push because I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I mean, you tie Seattle one week, and then you lose to Carolina the following. This season is just not started off well for Arizona. And I just don't know if they got enough to recover. LA, they're a push. They just have to beat teams that are outside of their division. 2 of their 3 wins have come against teams in their division, and that's great. But you have to win outside of your division too. That's been LA's problem. Over the years, they've been beating their divisional opponents, but they cannot beat anybody outside of their division. Sorry about that. That just really bugs me. San Francisco, another one win team. They're a pretender. I think they just don't have the talent right now. They just lost too much talent in the past 2 years. You just don't see it in them. And then Seattle, they're a contender. Okay, let's be honest. They're a contender. That's just it. They're a contender. I think they're going to win the division. All right, I'm just going to say it right there. And on that note, here's my playoff seeds. New England has the number 1 seed in the AFC, followed by Oakland. Yes, I'm picking Oakland to win the division and get a first-round bye. God, I hope I'm right. Pittsburgh's got the number 3, and Houston's got the number 4. The reason I did that was because, like I said, Houston's problems are they do not do well on the road. But Pittsburgh, look, I know they say Roethlisberger's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, but I just have this gut feeling that he will be back sooner rather than later. And then Denver and KC round up the last two, but in the AFC West, it's anybody's game right now. Over in the NFC, I think Minnesota's going to have the #1 seed. Yes, I'm picking Minnesota. They have just proven that they can play even without Peterson, even without Bridgewater. That's something that's amazing. I think Dallas will get the #2 seed. They've just been playing great football. And the best part is they're coming from behind against Philadelphia. That was a great game. And Philadelphia, I think they're going to get the #5 seed. I know I jumped the gun a little bit, but I just had to do that. But I think Seattle's going to get the #3 seed. Atlanta will get the #4 seed. And Green Bay will round that out with the #6 seed. Now, these are just my predictions from what I've seen this year. You don't have to agree with me. You can disagree with me. That's your choice. Alright, my next video, you guys know it. It's my picks video. Also, I will be talking about the trade that happened today. And what was the other one? And Matthew getting hurt. I couldn't remember for a second. See you guys then.